Alrighty, moving on. Number 15. It says for all positives A, B, and C. Okay, so basically your goal at the end of this is to have all of your variables be positive. So first of all, 2 divided by 16 you can't do, but you can reduce it to 1 over 8. Okay, remember with variables, when you divide, what you do is you subtract. So realistically, I have a to the fourth minus a to a negative 4, right? So it's minus a minus, which is really plus a positive. So I'm going to have a to the 8th, okay, b to the negative 6, because it doesn't have anything with it, and then c to the 4th, okay? Now the problem is it wants all positive, b is not positive, so I'm going to just go ahead and remember to make it positive, just bring it down, okay? And the a to the 8th stays, and the c to the 4th stays, okay? Come on. All right, nothing really too crazy there. All right, which of the following is equivalent to this? So what they want you to do is they want you to go ahead and convert that. Okay, so remember, exponent goes up top, index goes on bottom. Okay, so it should be x to the 5 over 7. Okay, so you got that. All right, which of the following is equivalent to that statement? Okay, so now it's going in reverse. All right, so we go ahead, we make our root symbol, variable goes inside, numerator goes with the variable, denominator is my index. Okay, those should be two pretty much give me's. All right, when we get to these will be free response, so you would just type in your answer. Okay, so remember our goal is to get the square root by itself first. Okay, it does say check for extraneous, so we'll go over one that does have an extraneous solution. Not all of them do. Okay, so this first one, you go ahead, you move that 9, okay, to the other side. Remember, when you cross the equal sign, it's got to be the opposite. Okay, when the square root is by itself, go ahead and square it. We square both sides, so x is 81. Okay, now that should be a pretty easy one for you. Okay, moving on to this one. Remember, to the 1/2 really means the square root. Okay, all right, so that's what we have here. Okay, so now, remember, to get rid of a square root, we have to square everything here. All right, so this side, nice and easy, 25x. Okay, the other side, give me a second here. Where is my calculator? There it is. Okay, 100 times 100 is 10,000. Okay. Okay, and then of course divide it by 25 to get your answer, which will be 400. Okay, in this case, again, you only have to check for extraneous if there's 2 solutions here. In this case, this is just a 1 solution problem, so you're good. All right, this one here. All right, again, remember our starting point is the square root by itself? It is. I go ahead and square both sides. Okay, so this side is just x plus 12. This side over here is x squared. Okay, so what my recommendation would be is to move everything to the side with the x squared. So if I do that, what's going to happen is, come on, all the signs are going to change here. So instead of positives, they're going to be negatives. All right, now I have to factor this side. Okay, so factoring, remember, what multiplies to the last number adds to the middle. Okay, so for negative 12, in this case, it's multiplying to a negative, so one of my numbers has to be positive and one has to be negative. Okay, and because it's a negative sign in the middle, it tells me the bigger of my 2 numbers is negative. So negative 4 times 3 will give me negative 12, and if you subtract those, you do get negative 1. Okay, so what I'll have is x, x minus 4 and x plus 3. Okay, which means that my solution will actually be the opposites of what you see. So my solutions here will be x is, oh my god, x is equal to, positive 4 and negative 3. Now, because this one has 2 solutions, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and check for extraneous. Now, extraneous means just plug in your answers and see do they work. If they work, they're good. If they don't, they're extraneous. They're extra. Okay, so what I'm going to do is simply just plug in. So we'll start with 4. Okay, so I'm going to give myself a little bit more room here. Come on, scroll over. Okay, so I have... All right, we'll just kind of... All right, I have x... I have the square root of x plus 12, right? So what that tells me is for the x, I'm going to plug in the 4 plus 12, okay? And then over here, it's equal to x, right? So I'm going to say it's equal to 4. So I go ahead, I do my addition. I have the square root of 16 is equal to 4. Is the square root of 16 4? Yes, it is. So that's good. All right. Then I do the same thing with negative 3. Okay, so negative 3 plus 12, kind of out of space here, is equal to, and remember you plug in that negative 3 to that side. Okay, so if you do this, you have 9, okay, is equal to negative 3. So is the square root of 9 equal to negative 3? No, it's equal to positive 3, right? So for us, I mean, technically speaking, honestly, I'm going to say both work, because remember, if you square negative 3, you do get a positive 9. So technically, both of these do work. When you square root, remember, it's technically plus or minus that number on the inside. So technically speaking, they're both fine. All right, so you can go with that. All right, so both answers work. All right, so finally, we have here, Teresa says the solutions to the equation square root of x minus 2 equals x minus 8 are 6 and 11. How can you confirm that these are the correct solutions? Show work to determine if Teresa is correct and explain how you know. So basically, this one is just an exclamation problem. So first of all, you got to figure out if she's right. And then secondly, you're going to tell me how you know that. So what this means for us is you're going to go ahead, you're going to work through the problem. So let's do that first. So I have the square root of x minus 2. Come on. Why is this being difficult today? Okay, is equal to x minus 8. All right, since the square root's by itself, go ahead and square it. You square that other side as well. Okay, when I do this side is x minus 2. The other side is going to be FOIL it. So it's x squared minus 16x plus 64. Come on, seriously? This is really not working very well today, and that's very frustrating. Okay, so that's what you got there. Move everything to the x squared side. Okay, so this is going to be negative 17x. This will be plus 66. Okay, and so she says 6 and 11. So remember here, I'm going to try the opposite. And I'm going to go negative 6 and negative 11. Okay, just to see if it works. Negative 6 times negative 11 is indeed positive 66. And if you add those together, you do get negative 16. So it looks like that the solutions 6 and 11 are possibly correct answers. Okay, so what you're going to want to do then is make sure that neither one of them are extraneous. So go ahead, plug them in. And then if they... if she is correct, so in this case, if I plug those in really quick, let's see, 6 minus 2 is 4, square root of 4 is 2. If I put that in, I would get, yeah, that's fine. And then 11, so 11 minus 8 is 3, yeah. So she's good, she worked, it worked out. So then what you would do is you'd go in and you'd explain, you know, you'd like write a little bit about like how did she get her answer and how you know it's correct. Okay, so just, you know, that would be just typing in whatever. Okay, so I know it's a little weird one, but at least it gives you an opportunity to explain how you know what's going on, or if you don't. Okay, so that's going to be it. Okay, remember this is open note, so make sure you use your notes wisely. So, yeah. Good luck.